Well, back at it again. Mother Nature, unfortunately, give us a bunch of white crap. So, yeah. So I've been dealing with a lot of that. And now I put some thought into my rear end a little more and getting it jacked up and mocked up to figure out what we need to do. So there it is so far, jacked up, got my coilover springs. I decided I'm gonna go that route and probably run a panhard bar, if anything. So panhard bar or a triangle middle bar or something, I don't know. Haven't got to that point yet, but if I can get this thing up and rolling, it'd be even better. But so now more measuring. I figured out where my center of my axle, I think, is going to be on the wheel well. By that little white mark right there. Did that on both sides. I measured from the door back because everything seems to be square. Whoever actually did this seems like they actually squared things up and made things actually decent. So I'm gonna measure out for my coilovers, which you can see one down there by my axle, right down there. You probably can't see that on the video, but down there. And then I'm gonna measure it out, see what I gotta go from there, and then tack one in and see what it looks like. But I'll keep you posted as I'm going. So just to show what I did is I tacked that one into its place right this minute. I measured from out here to here and figured out what I want for what I'm going to be doing down here. So basically it's going to go something like that. Gonna weld to the axle. But with that side, I figured out that side. Same thing as the other side, but just trying things out right this moment. Like I said, it's just going to be tacked in. It's nothing permanent. So, because I'm going to have to figure my pinion angle and everything else probably when I get a motor. I don't know what I'm going to put for a motor, but that's till then you get to that point. So yeah, but well, now I got both shocks in, so now I'm gonna have to go underneath and start working on the axle, figure out. I mean, technically I really ain't gonna line up my axle because it's just gonna still flop around. So, but at least this gives a good starting point anyway. We'll get it up off the ground, and then I can put those rods in that I made. But I gotta figure out what I want to do for that. I'm not sure exactly yet, but we'll figure it out as we go. So now what I did is I put a jack underneath this side. I got it up on jack stands, but nothing's really level. So I took that other floor jack and jacked her up level on the side that it was down. So now I can be somewhat equal with my shocks. Just make sure things go good. So now I got my springs all tacked in, ready to go. Now I got one of them radius arms kind of thingies, I guess, that I made right here. And the plan is I'm gonna go like from there I had to do it with one hand, but up to here. But I'm gonna bring a plate down and weld that to the plate, and the same on the other side. What I did already is I cut out a little bit of the body that was there. It's kind of not beneficial anyway, so that way I could get my plates down through there. Probably gonna have to grind out a little more, but yeah. Also, if anybody has any suggestions what they think I should do for a motor in this thing, I mean, I'm not trying to go crazy overboard. I'm trying to do this like a budget build, you know. So I might have an opportunity to get a straight six for it. I already got a Turbo 350 tranny for it. Not quite sure though. So anybody got any ideas, just kind of let it go in the comments. But yeah, just something cheap basically, which that don't happen these days, but it is what it is. So now what I'm doing is I'm grinding out the center here to make it a nice constant gradual fit to the rear end. That's what I'm hoping, so that way I can weld it good. Unlike this one where it's all rough and jagged and crappy looking. So I clean it up and then I can weld it directly to the axle, rear axle. Hopefully. Well, it's been quite a day. Let me shut this off. So yeah, I got bars in holding my rear end. Just tacked in. I mean, nothing's permanent because I'm sure I'll have to make adjustments here and there. But I got stuff tacked in just enough. So now I need to jack it up and then take the jacks out from under the yeah. Yeah, what do you call them? Oh my god, brain fart. Jack stands out so I can see what it's gonna look at like for a ride height. But I used a piece of string to kind of figure out where my middle of my axle is gonna be. Did the same thing with the other side also. Just a string down to see where that is. And basically measured from the back of the frame to where I wanted it. I've done so much measuring, I can't remember what but I measured from the back of the frame up here to where my marks are up here, so that way I knew where my bars were gonna go. And then I think I actually measured from this front brace, because I measured it from both sides up to the axle to see where my axle was at. And then my pitch, I have no idea what my pitch is going to be, because like I said, I ain't got a motor or transmission. Well, I got a transmission, but I ain't got a motor, so. But the biggest thing is just to make this thing so I can roll it around and be able to work on it when I want to. But we'll see how. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. What I did try was a little bit of linseed oil on the rust, and it kind of gave it a rustic look. But yeah. Oh, there's a look of the thing with the linseed oil all over it. Looks pretty good. Definitely looks different. But yeah, that's gonna be my ride height, which I think will work out great. think it'll be perfect. So as long as everything matches up good with the motor and everything when I get one, we should be good.